The Embassy of France in South Africa and the Be African Today hosted the hashtag Operation Let's Phala activation in Kathrada Park Informal Settlement west of Johannesburg. The program seeks to facilitate dialogue on the effects of COVID-19 on women and children, focusing on gender-based violence and femicide, socio-economic effects and disruption of health services. But to get an understanding of the importance of the campaign, we are now joined by the Black Women Caucus Programs Coordinator, Mpho Chose. Mpho, a very good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to the Globe.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very well, Mpho. Thank you so much for joining us. First of all, who is the Black Women Caucus and what's your primary focus?
Well, Black Women Caucus is a broad-based, cross-sectional feminist social movement that fights against gender-based violence, GBV, and femicide in society.
Well, the movement, I understand, was established back in 2017, but just how far-reaching is your work? Is it only focused in Gauteng or other provinces as well?
Well, actually, Black Women Caucus has grown from universities and is now organizing in schools and in communities. And we are planning to grow even more than we are in just Gauteng.
So what really inspired the formation of this group? What gave it the impetus, to go ahead and form the Black Women Caucus?
We're a group of women from different spaces and different places. And we've realized that gender-based violence is a huge factor in our economy in South Africa as a whole. So we needed to group together as women and to spread the word and to make women aware and realize that GBV can be stopped, we can stop it. So we needed to group together and start this together.
And I did mention that, there will be a series of dialogues on the effects of COVID-19 on women and children, focusing on gender-based violence. But I want us to talk about the tone and the direction of these kinds of dialogue. These kinds of dialogue, are they taking a solutionist approach or are they simply diagnostic? In short, will there be a solution to some of these problems, to some of these social ills afflicting some women and children in South Africa, or is it simply, diagnostic? You diagnose the problem and where to from there?
We diagnose the problem, and yes, there is a solution because we have Operation Let's Phala. Operation Let's Phala. It's an awareness mobilizing. How to repala it? It raises awareness to the next person. It raises awareness to your neighbor, of which it gives you as a woman confidence and strength to be able to report violence, to be able to report incidences that happen around you. So yes, as a community, we are pushing the communities so that we can be able to stand together and to fight against gender-based violence.
And what is the significance of targeting areas such as the economic, the political, social, physical, geographic, and even psychological in fighting violence against women and children?
We as Black Women Caucus, we believe that political, social, economical, geographical factors, they play a very big role in gender-based violence. So they actually cause gender-based violence. So it's important for us to be able to speak about it and to raise awareness and to the women that are vulnerable.
So what kind of role then do these factors play? Could you be a bit more specific and tell us more in greater detail?
Economical. COVID-19 has played a big role in gender-based violence. A lot of women have lost their jobs. A lot of women, it's the same as men. They've also lost their jobs, and which causes a lot of anger, causes stress in the house, causes a lot of abuse. It's got a factor.
All right, explain what the Operation Let's Phala is seeking to achieve and how are you going to, go about achieving that?
We're going to launch more Operation Let's Phala programs in the communities in Gauteng. And we'll be having 5 representing in each and every region.
How then are you planning to achieve, broader buy-in or broader community buy-in into your campaign beyond the staging of events like today's event?
We'll be mobilizing a lot. We'll be mobilizing in Soweto, mobilizing all over Gauteng, and hopefully soon be moving out of Gauteng and mobilizing out there and raising awareness.
And Mpho, perhaps one of the problems, that is often associated with abusing men and, domestic violence in general is said to be boys who grow up with or without, perhaps fathers, or boys who were neglected by their fathers. So how are you engaging the men in your programs to fight gender-based violence in the South African society?
We are actually working on collaborating more with men organizations in the future, which is going to help us a lot if we work together.
Okay, so just take us through some of the areas of cooperation that you are hoping you will be reaching in terms of engaging more men to be a part of this campaign.
Excuse me, please repeat your question.
Take us through some of the areas of cooperation that you're hoping that you'll be exploring in terms of involving more men, to be a part of this campaign.
It's like I said, we want to collaborate with other male organizations, and having men also in Operation Let's Phala in our programs and our events. It's going to help us a lot when we go into our communities, when there's male representatives who can make other men understand that no means no. They can make men understand that abusing a woman is not okay.
All right, Mpho, thank you so much for joining us. We do appreciate your time.
Thank you.
All right, that was Mpho Chose. She is the coordinator of the Black Women Caucus, and she's been joining us via Zoom.